right here on the front side, and Tara Blanco, she is the Senate Legislative Assistant, right below me. And also for the journal of this particular meeting, Ms. Lynn Duenas will be sitting in with us, and she's right there in the public's gallery. Thank you so much. Additionally, I do want to recognize some of the members of the JGO committee under SNILD, Representative Vicente Camacho, also our SNILD chairperson, Mr. Vinny Sablan, just walked in. Thank you very much. Our SNILD floor leader, Representative Sheila Babauta. They are the officers of the SNILD delegation, so under our rules, they can come in and sit in any committee meeting that is called. And to my left will be Representative BJ Atto, and sitting right next to him is Representative Sablan, and right next to him is Representative Mr. Lee Pond. Thank you very much. And under our SNILD rules, Rule 4, Section 2, we have a quorum, which only 3. I'd like to call this meeting now into order. May I hear a motion for the adoption of the agenda?
So moved.
It has been moved and seconded for the adoption of the agenda. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those in nay, motion carried. Item number 3, I'd like to briefly just make a remarks, and we're reserved for the members when we go right after the public comment period for further discussion. I do want to welcome all of you this afternoon. I do want to recognize also our Speaker of the House, Mr. Edmund Villagomez, who just walked in to join us for this meeting. I do want to welcome all of you to this meeting this afternoon. Mayor Apateng, thank you very much. I see some of the municipal council members as well in the audience. And the nominee for the municipal council, Mr. Danny Aquino Jr. is in the audience as well. And all of you that are sitting in the gallery to witness this meeting this afternoon. I also do want to let you know that this is open to the public. I believe it has been recorded live on live on Facebook, and so that we become transparent and accountable to all of you that are watching online and are not physically here. That would be pretty much my very brief remark this afternoon. And so I would like now to call upon the nominee for the municipal council, Mr. Daniel Aquino Jr., to step up to the the body so that you could present your statement this afternoon. Thank you very much. You may proceed.
Good afternoon, Madam Chairperson, Senator Edith De Leon Guerrero, SNILD Chairman Vinny Sablan, and Saipan Northern Island Committee members. First, I would like to thank and acknowledge the presence of the Honorable Mayor David M. Apateng, former Governor Benigno Arfitio, former Speaker Oscar Babauta, former Senator Juan Morgan, former Speaker Ralph Demapon, and the friends, relatives, and guests. I want to thank them for being here to show their support and present testimony in support of my nomination. I would like to thank my wife, Joanne, for being here to show her support of my nomination to the Municipal Council. I would like to extend appreciation and gratitude to the Mayor, David Apateng, for having the confidence in me and my abilities by considering me to fill and serve as a member of the 16th Saipan Municipal Council. I want to thank the Mayor for always keeping the museum on top of our daily tasks. The museum and the Sugar King Park have a mirror image. When we do our grounds, he sends his guys to do the park. When we paint our buildings, he paints his buildings. When he puts up 10 lights, we put up 11 lights. So I just want to make that clear to the Mayor. I want to extend my sincere gratitude and appreciation to former Governor Fitio, Uncle Juan Morgan, Uncle Obi, who have been near and dear to either my mom and dad, and are once again here honoring and supporting me with their presence. I want to thank former Speaker Rob Demapan, former Chairman John Paul Sablan, and former Speaker BJ Atta, and the many members who have supported me at the museum. You guys deserve much of the credit for the success that we have achieved together. My name is Danny Aquino Jr., for those of you who don't know me. I'm the eldest son of Daniel Evangelista Aquino Sr. and Maria Iwashita Perez. At a very young age, hard work, humility, discipline, respect, and education were instilled in me and my siblings. I attended Mount Carmel School, Chalancanoa, during my 3rd grade and 5th grade years. My parents unfortunately separated while we were young, but managed to have a good relationship as we grew up. At 12 years of age, I worked after school unloading containers for Harvest Company in Guam to help my mom out. I took on additional work unloading containers for Kimchi store in Tamuning. One summer at the age of 16, while I was visiting my dad, I worked at the Commonwealth Examiner as a news writer alongside with Mr. Gerson Ramon. I got involved with sports such as judo and high school wrestling to help me cope with the reality of my parents' situation. At 13 years of age, I earned my 1st degree black belt in judo and attained my 4th degree black belt before I graduated from high school at John F. Kennedy High School. I went on to be undefeated throughout my high school wrestling, defeating Sebastian Camacho, which is a local here, while I was a junior in high school. These stories about my early life are relevant because there are many teens who are growing up in broken families and in some circumstances are swayed into committing criminal acts. Our island has been experiencing a rise in crime each year, which I believe the Municipal Council could work with partners such as the Mayor's Office, the Legislature, and DCCA to develop or bring back our sports programs that support our youth. When I became the Executive Director of the MI Museum, I was horrified because I grew up accustomed to always accomplishing or attaining a certain degree of success. What I witnessed on my first day made me cast doubt if the mission was attainable, given the lack of funding and resources the museum receives. Through perseverance, hard work, determination, and the assistance of the SNILD delegation, the support of the mayor, the governor and lieutenant governor, my staff and I were able to accomplish and resolve the problematic things that hindered the museum's operations. Our efforts earned us a U.S. Congressional tribute. Through the years I have been at the museum, we were able to repair and restore the old Japanese laboratory, which is registered as a historic building. The building is currently being used by agencies to conduct meetings. We were able to secure 2 donated containers from IT&E and Saipan Stevedore and retrofitted them with another 20-foot container donated by the Department of Defense to make a 600 square feet open space storage that some of you have seen. The NMI Museum did not have any running water for more than 9 years, but we resolved that by installing new water lines throughout the museum. New lighting systems and electrical wiring were installed due to electrical water lines shorting out from the severe water leaks that came from the roof. Water leaks were challenging, but to resolve the issue, we grinded all the cracks and used Sika cement, which is a high-grade rubberized cement, on all the joints and cracks, and coated it with high-grade elastomer coating. The end result was 0 leaks for the past almost 4 years. As a member of the Municipal Council, I would apply the same work ethics and collaboration and partnership with government and private businesses to work with the legislature. That's one of the first and foremost. Work with my other council members. Work with and establish private business partnerships. We want to work with the mayor and public works to initiate dialogue with businesses in various villages to make it maybe like a requirement to install security cameras throughout their buildings. And this would probably deter some crime or have video footage of any crime that was committed within an area. If you notice that some of these areas, like in the Philippines that we just recently came back from, there's one city that is very like high tech, that there's basically no crime because there's video cameras everywhere. I would like the council members and I to look at exploring grants so we can start identifying villages that are plagued with high crime to implement a pilot project for CCTV to be set up at key telephone poles to deter crime. We want to work with BCCA and the mayor's office to introduce inter-village sports leagues to help our youth. Also to work with the SNILD delegation to secure small funding for the purpose of introducing fitness activities for residents at the various villages. I'm also interested in working with the other council members, utilizing my education and military experience to help progress the new building that's been put on hold before the funding expires. When I was first hired as the executive director of the museum, the only thing I promised the board was a lot of hard work. And this is what I bring to the table: hard work, humility, and hard work again. I want to thank you guys for giving me the time. I want to thank everyone here that has come to support me. And I hope for a favorable response from the committee. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Aquino, and please do submit your remarks to the Sergeant at Arms for this committee. Thank you very much. Now I would like to open this meeting up for public comments. If you come up to the podium, please state your name, and you may proceed with your public comment before the committee. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, Senator De Leon Guerrero and the committee. My name is Marie Soledad Camotso Castro. I'm here in regards to Director Aquino, appointed by the mayor to the municipal council. I have high regards to Mr. Aquino and support his appointment to the municipal council. In 2017 or 2018, I noticed the great improvement of the CNMI Museum. He worked hard to improve our museum, which to me is one of the tourist attractions. Being in the state for 50 years, I belong to the International Organization of the Catholic Alumni Club. Every year we selected famous historic sites in the United States for the organization to visit and learn about certain states. I give great credit to Mr. Aquino's effort and ability to our CNMI Museum improvement. It is professionally done, where the pictures and information below every picture have been properly placed. It is a pleasure to visit and learn our history of the past. I only wish it could be enlarged to enhance its beauty. Once again, I highly support Mr. Aquino's appointment to the Municipal Council. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Castro. Please submit your written comments to the committee. Anybody else? We're still open for public comments. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair and members of this committee. My name is Ana Demapan Castro. I am the chairperson for the Saipan and Northern Islands Municipal Council. I am here today to support the Saipan Mayor, Mr. David Apatang, and the Northern Islands Mayor, Mr. Vicente Santos, nomination for Mr. Daniel Aquino Jr. to join the 16th Saipan Northern Islands Municipal Council. I believe that Mr. Aquino's experience will help the council accomplish its missions and goals for our community. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Castro. If you have any written comments to submit to the committee, I would appreciate that. To the rest in the gallery, we're still open for public comments. You may step up to the podium or have a seat at the table and submit your public comments. Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Madam Chair and honorable members of this committee. My name is David M. Apatang. I'm the Mayor of Saipan. I just want to let you know that I have submitted my recommendation along with the Mayor of Northern Ireland for the nomination of Mr. Danny Aquino to serve as the third member of the Saipan Municipal Council. I have been working with Danny Aquino for a long, long time, ever since his dad was still alive. I know this person, and I know his capability and ability to do things and accomplish the mission. He has a lot of experience, both in the military, his education, he's a captain in the military, and I'm sure that if you give him the opportunity to serve as the third member of this municipal council, he can work together with the other two members and accomplish a lot of things for our community here on Saipan. There's a lot of issues that the municipal council is facing at this point in time. Your building was demolished during Typhoon U2. They've been working very, very hard trying to finish up that building in Chalacanoa. But we have been going through a lot of stumbling blocks. That's why we need Mr. Aquino there to work with them. With his experience and expertise, I'm sure that they can move along and move forward and get that building constructed so the municipal council can have an office to work out of in Chalacanoa. It's not easy. It's been many, many years since we started working on that area. From historical preservation, from FEMA, to Corps of Engineers, and everything else that we have to work together to get clearance, get approval before we start losing all this funding. So that's why I'm asking for your support. And please, I'm looking forward to your favorable consideration on Mr. Aquino's nomination. Thank you very much and good afternoon.
Thank you so much, Honorable Mayor Apatang, for your comments. Anybody else? You can please step up, state your name. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Chairwoman De Longuerero, and to the esteemed members of this body. I am Ralph Dimapan, and I join many today expressing my great support for the confirmation of Mr. Danny Aquino for the Municipal Council. Proven leadership and proven commitment himself, Director Dan Aquino. In fact, in my opinion, he is the right person for this very critical position, especially on this dire time for our community and people of Saipan. His leadership and commitment to our dear Commonwealth, he has been proven And I can confidently say this, being a former legislator, myself and other members, we had the opportunity to work with Director Aquino in transforming the Cinema Museum. Because of his leadership and commitment, he was able to transform the museum with very limited resources. So, and I say this because, as we all know today, the Cinema Museum has continued to play a significant role in our tourism, not just for our community, but also outsiders as well. No colleagues, no former colleagues, no Opapaisinanzo za considera director si Aquino za o tutun matsotso o siya za niji dos na municipal council para o avanza muna mas para mas mauling na programa para ang komunidad ta. Esta manada nasangan si director no afa siya no pusogi afa loke po no atsogi yalo di komunidad za ufafasinando na por favor no nahin no na festa za o continua. In fact, I am very excited, and I'm sure no a lot of us here no are excited no because of the nomination by our great mayor no está umalungzo na man ready loki idos na municipal council to work with him. And I spoke to the director no briefly, and he expressed his full cooperation, and he will work closely with the office of the mayor to ensure na itetso para ipubliko pistalon mais tus masin ni domizo no bendisyon that to considera in nomine Mr. da Buenas tardes.
So just Marcy needs one more testimony. Anybody else in the audience that would like to submit a public comment, please step up and state your name for the record. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, Madam Chairman. When I heard that the mayor appointed Danny, I was not surprised at all because they have so much in common. Discipline, dedication, and commitment to the community. The mayor cannot find a better person to fill this position. And I'm very happy that the mayor did, in fact, appoint Danny. I've known his family, and I'm very close to his family since Danny was a kid. And he comes from a very disciplined, educated, and very respectful family to other people. I am so happy that Danny would be in a more position to help the community. And I urge everyone here present today to please give him that support and recognition so that he would continue to help the people. I was reminded, just sitting here, back in my days as a student, during one of my speech class, and I guess I went into a long diatribe, and the professor says, stop one. When you give a speech, think of the number 3. First, tell them what you're going to tell them. Then tell them, and then tell them what you told them. I think I'm done. Thank you.
This Marcy, thank you for that. That was very humorous. Really appreciate it. Anybody else in the audience that would like to submit a testimony this afternoon, please step up and state your name for the record. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Madam Chairperson. Good afternoon. And also to all of you, members of this JGO SNILD committee. My name is Benigno R. Pitio, and I'm here to support also the nomination of David Aquino Jr. Danny Aquino Jr., to be the third member of the Saipan Municipal Council. I know Danny Jr. since he was born in Guam, because I was a student, long as my classmate John Morgan. We were students at the College of Guam in 1966 when Danny Jr. was born. And his father was my classmate at Mount Carmel. And after he graduated from Mount Carmel, he went to Guam and he attended the College of Guam. I graduated 2 years later, and I also went to Guam, and we met up and we attended the College of Guam. But I am very impressed, with the quality of work that Danny Aquino Jr., has been performing down at the museum. I was a budget analyst for the Trust Territory Government, and when I was looking at his budget, since when he first started as director in 2017, that budget at $287,000 annual was reduced to $109,000 today. And guess what? He accomplished a lot more, without a budget that was reduced, then now. I cannot understand, but it happened. More than 50% of his original budget at $270,000 was reduced to $109,000 today. And yet he was able to accomplish a lot. And I have submitted my written testimony to show how much he has accomplished, since he became director of the museum until now. So I urge all of you to take that into account, because I was telling him, I was very impressed when he showed me his achievements and accomplishments. There's a term used by Charles Darwin, the theorist for the evolution. And that term is very appropriate to give it to Danny Jr. He's become an endangered species in our days. Thank you, and I urge your favorable consideration.
Thank you very much. That was very inspiring. If there anybody else in the audience that would like to submit a public comment, please come up and state your name for the record. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair and members of your SNILD JGO committee. My name is Oscar Badalta. I appeared before you as a private citizen and a retiree myself. Today, I joined the many others who have spoken before me, and especially I joined the Honorable Mayor David Apateng in nominating and endorsing the nominee Daniel Iwasita Aquino. Words has been taken out of my prepared statement, actually, as everybody is alluding to what I'm about to say. But to keep it short, Madam Chair, one word caught me during some of the presentations of the testimonies, the word mission. Danny has instilled in himself the proper word mission. It embodies a lot of things, and that is accomplishment, encouragement, perseverance, honesty, hard work, and perhaps many others that we can find in the Chamorro English Dictionary. So to speak, it is my fervent hope, Madam Chair and members of this committee, that you arrive at a very favorable consideration and endorsement and confirmation during your regular SNILD session to have Danny placed as the third member of our 16 Municipal Council so that he can waver with his colleagues and try to move very important projects in our community in a local level. Danny is capable, is well oriented in budgeting himself, as we can witness the outstanding performance in the dilapidated, neglected, and abandoned museum. The Commonwealth that I for one, has been a member of, or rather a participant in getting that museum in the early 90s established as a Commonwealth museum with a board of governors. So, Madam Chair, I earnestly urge each and every one of you to please render your support to Mr. Aquino. Jesus Masi, thank you very much for your time.
Jesus Masi, Mr. Babauta. We are still open for public comments. Anybody else in the gallery that would like to speak on behalf of the nominee, please step up and state your name for the record. Thank you.
For the record, my name is Fabian Indalecio. I'm one of the concerned citizens. And good afternoon, Madam Chairwoman, my Senator Edith Guerrero. Thank you so much, and for everyone else in here that's now committee. First of all, I want to recognize Lawrence Hill and Mayor Apatang, and also I want to say thank you, Mayor Apatang, for nominating Mr. Aquino. And Mr. Aquino, thank you for accepting the challenge to be part of the municipal council for that, what do you call it, the nomination. And I'm in support of this nomination, and hopefully that it will be approved. And for the reason that I want to also thank Mr. Aquino for his service in the military, as a veteran, and Mr. Apatang, and I support them also for what do you call it, the improvement of the museum, for Mr. Aquino to have the passion, and with that passion in line with my passion, that Mr. Aquino took on the improvement of the museum, cinema museum, and I'm very impressed. It would be very insulting not to recognize the big, huge changes in the museum down there. On behalf of our ancestors who are probably can see in spirit what has been accomplished down there, to display all their past historical artifacts that's down there. Like I said, with all the leadership that Mr. Aquino is a well-disciplined person, passionate to make his leadership to improve what do you call it, our community, and hopefully his participation as a member for the municipal council will carry on with that passion for our community. Thank you very much, and like I said, I support his nomination, and hopefully that I pray that you guys will approve his nomination. Thank you very much. I'm just sorry for my impromptu speech, but thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Indalecio. Anybody else? Please come up and state your name for the record. Thank you.
Praise and good afternoon, Madam Chair and members of this SIPEM delegation. Same like everyone, I am here to actually thank my Uncle David, the Mayor of Saipan, for selecting Danny, because he didn't know, but we had a bet that he will select Danny. And so I won today. And those people that are looking at me, they have to pay me now. I'm collecting. It's serious. Anyways, just to have a little humor. Everybody's been very serious, but I don't have to talk, in a very professional speech. I have a speech to comment to submit to you guys. But Danny and I have a long history, 10 years. We've been friends and enemies. We are neighbors. He lives in District 5 and I live in District 2, So we always see each other. But one thing I know is we always have that respect for each other. And Madam Chair, I know there's a protocol. My name is Leanna Hofschneider. I am the president of Matua Council. And with that, I will present my comment formally. Good afternoon. On behalf of Matua Council for Chamorro Advancement, I'm here this afternoon in support and endorsement of Mayor David Apateng and Saipan delegation, Saipan Northern Island Mayor Ben Santos, and also in support of the Madam Chair Ana Demapan Castro as the chair of the Saipan and Northern Island Municipal Council. I know that Danny's addition as the third member to participate in this very important body, although it hasn't been given much statutory power, and I look forward not only on Danny's leadership to provide and help the municipal council and the mayor and the local government, but I also envision a body that will actually exercise some of the local government agency to provide that local public policy and ordinance. I'm looking forward to that. Additionally, I'm also very excited that Danny is going to be added into the municipal council for the core reason that Danny's current job is the director of the CNMI Museum of History and Culture. And as all of you may be aware, that the the museum is also the repository, the designated repository for all historical artifacts here in the CNMI. And that being said, it is also the home for a temporary home for all of our ancestors and all of our ancestors' artifacts. And all of the ancient Chamorros that have been in there for many years have been actually given much respect when Danny took the helm. I know that you guys have heard in the past my grievance and my gripe in the past leadership at the museum and the way the treatment and the care of our ancestors and their artifacts. The ancient Chamorros have been here, and I will repeat it, for more than 3,500 years. And that is not a joke, because every heritage, indigenous heritage around the world, and there's 370 million of them and counting, put great care for their ancestors. And since the museum is the designated repository for our Chamorro ancestors and their artifacts, I also ask on behalf of asking on behalf of this body, on behalf of Chamorro Council, for this body not only to confirm, approve Danny's nomination, but also to look into a bill that was introduced last legislature and resurrect that. And I ask that you guys support that, because the museum needs a curation. Part of the bill, the legislature that created the museum also required a curation facility, and the curation facility is not there. So the bill that was introduced last legislature would provide Danny that program and that facility to further his work. So with that, I'm not going to talk about his leadership. He's proven it. I've worked with him in the community. I've seen him for many years, and the museum is a good testament of his leadership and his tenacity and determination in the face of any odds, that he can make it happen. And I know that he will, with at the municipal council and as a director of the museum. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Schneider, and please do submit your written comments to the committee. Thank you so much. Anybody else in the audience, please step up and state your name for the record. Thank you.
Friends, and good afternoon, Senator Edith de Leon, then many members of this committee of the SAIPAN delegation and Northern Islands members. My name is Richard Antoine Schneider. I'm just a private citizen. Came here to support Mayor Apatang's and Northern Island Mayor Santos nominee Danny Aquino to be the third member of the Municipal Council. I don't need to speak about his experience, because I think all the former members of the executive branch and the legislative branch have spoken well and detailed the accomplishment. The main purpose of this is, we have challenges ahead. And, the Saipan Municipal Council, as a member of this local body, is developing itself into a very important body of the municipal government in the municipality of Saipan and the Northern Islands. And I truly believe that Danny, as a member of this third member, would help provide the leadership to augment, to support, and, with the perseverance and the leadership that he experienced through his education, and of course the military. I truly believe that leadership provided this impetus to this important local legislative body. As you can see, Madam Chair, if you look at the Constitution and members of this committee, there is a charter of municipality, and I'm very concerned that this legislative body and the executive branch haven't really looked into that particular provision of our Constitution. And Saipan, since that Saipan is the capital, we need to address that. And I believe this committee and Saipan delegation should look into it, and this with the leadership of Speaker Edmund Gomez, and of course the Senate and the executive branch, they should look into it. And because, as you can know, the pandemic, we all wear this pandemic thing, and we're facing a major economic crisis. I don't need to repeat it, but it's very important to empower these people, the mayor and the Saipan Municipal Council and the Northern Islands, so they can do their intended constitutional mandate. As you can see in Tinian and Rhoda, especially in Tinian, unfortunately the casino closed, and but the body there, is trying to wiggle itself out and find its way out in this economic crisis. And I hope that this body, with the endorsement of Danny Aquino as the director of the museum, would help with the two members and the chairwoman, Demapan Castro. This Saipan legislative delegation should look into it and look at it, and hopefully by next year in the election, you guys can work on it and see if we can change and amend the Constitution. And hopefully, this body, since the Saipan is the capital of the Northern Mariana Islands, I truly believe this is the right path for this body, the mayor of Saipan and the members of the municipal council. And I truly support, and again, I urge that these members will endorse and approve Danny Aquino as the third member of the Saipan Municipal Council. And Noah Sizus Masi, thank you.
Mr. Hofschneider.
Yeah, and I'll provide my written statement later on.
Please do so, Sizus Masi.
Thank you very much.
Anybody else in the audience that would like to submit a public comment for the nominee for Municipal Council? Since there's nobody else for public comment, that's officially closed right now. Now, moving on to the agenda, under discussion, I would like to request for Mr. Danny Aquino to please come up. I would like for you to engage in some conversation with the rest of the committee, and we would spend perhaps maybe another 30 to 40 minutes for some of the members to ask any of their questions that are relative to the appointee, and I'll reserve my own questions for the end. Any members? Recognize Representative Lee Pond.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Good morning, Danny. Welcome to your legislature. We've heard all the testimony for the support from the community, people, prominent individuals that highly look up to you. I've seen what you've done at the museum, and I hope that you take that mission statement directly into the council and try to build the facility that's needed to house the municipal council. There's nothing for me to ask you because I've seen you work. I've seen the end result at the museum. You've done tremendous with the little money that's there. You went about and made it happen. I know that was hard time, and we're still in hard time, but hopefully there's new seed money for you to complete that project down there at the Kiosco. I only ask that you stand firm on your statement. I'm a true believer that when you put yourself in gear and look forward, that accomplishment is there. And I foresee that you're going to make an improvement down there at the municipal council. So with that, you have my full support as a member of this committee, and I look forward to working with you. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Representative Lee Pond. Any other member? Representative Camacho, recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Mr. Aquino, congratulations on your nomination. You probably already know I am a retired enlisted veteran, also a fifth-dan black belter, master in Taekwondo. We kind of have that in common, right? But as a retired veteran and master, it's been my life learned principles and integrity that have kept me in public office, be it private as well. I would say that as a retired veteran, I know that you have the core values in you, and I hope that you use those core values to keep you grounded while you serve the public. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Representative Camacho. And I also do want to go on the record, recognize the presence of Representative Danita Yangtamay, and also Representative Tina Sablan is the vice chair of this SNILD JGO committee, and she is excused from this meeting. Thank you. Any other member that would like to ask some questions on the nominee? Recognize Representative BJ Atto.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I really don't have any questions to ask the nominee. I mean, I've seen his work over the years, not just as a director, but also as a private citizen and a volunteer with the various nonprofit organizations in the community. But I would like to thank the nominee for accepting the challenge that both mayors of Saipan and the Northern Islands have presented to him to be a member of the third member of the municipal council of the 3rd Senatorial District. And I look forward to working with you, Mr. Aquino, and the team down at the municipal council. I know we've been working on a lot of projects down with the municipal council for the last 4 years. Unfortunately, we're just catching up with our financials, and hopefully we can solidify the project in taking care of your home down there in CK with the indulgence of the members and led by our chairman, Vinny Sablan, and the delegation level. So with that, Madam Chair, congratulations on the nomination, and thank you for accepting the challenge that is presented for you in the future. Thank you again, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Representative Atto. Recognize Representative John Paul Sablan.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I do not have a question as well, but I do want to first off thank the Mayor of Saipan and Northern Islands for the nomination of Director Aquino. Director, partner, we've worked together for how many years already for the past legislature, and you have proven to many of us who have served and worked with you, your capabilities, your hard work is well known amongst most of us that have had the ability to work with you. I just want to congratulate you for your nomination, and I thank you for accepting. We need people like you to have this opportunity to work in office and help our Saipan and Northern Island, our third senatorial district. So with that, I want to say for the record that you have my support. Congratulations.
Thank you, Representative Sablan. Any other member would like to engage in a conversation with the nominee before I ask my own questions, discussions? Anybody else? Thank you. Mr. Aquino, I'm actually reading the Citizen-Centric Report of 2020 for the Municipal Council, and something struck my attention. Perhaps maybe it's already an ended project, but maybe you can shed more light on it. If you look on, I'm not sure you have this report, but it talks about restoration funds will be applied through available grants. So I'm just interested in knowing from you if there's any current grants, federal grants that the council is currently in use.
Is this grants pertaining to the museum or municipal council?
This particular one on the centric report talks about the old council building and the new complex.
Okay, I don't have any information pertaining to the council on those, but I would probably get back to you on that.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate that. Additionally, everybody knows it's a very ripe conversation right now as we speak regarding the $500 million that's coming down to the CNMI under the American Rescue Plan Act. And as a matter of fact, that particular act provides 3 funds. And I know that the CNMI, I guess, is planning through the submission of the administration specific projects for the Commonwealth that will fall under the infrastructure fund of the act itself. So I was wondering, that was not mentioned in your statement, in the opening statement. So I would like to know from you if that is also one of your plan, is to have a sit down with the mayor and the administration to also look into the opportunity of perhaps maybe identifying some of the municipal council projects to be part of the inclusion of specific projects for the Commonwealth with respect to the Rescue Plan Act funding.
Yes, I think, like, for my part, I would like the council members to work more closely with the mayor. Actually, I consider the mayor as a boss of the municipal council. And of course, we have a chairperson, and I've always been giving the respect towards the mayor's authority and also the chairperson's authority. But I think the direction that we need to go is to try to work collaboratively with the mayor, with other governmental and private businesses as we move the council forward. And anything with like funding, then, you know, of course, we would have to deliberate and think as a body with the other council members, and then keep the mayor abreast of all decisions or discussions that we have.
Thank you for that. Since this is the Saipan Municipal Council, many of us, if I may say, come from the village of Chalankanoa. I myself grew up in Chalankanoa District 3. I am very passionate of the village myself. But in the context of the island of Saipan, can you share a little bit of what is your view of what the council could do best for the island of Saipan?
I think one of my passions is actually to try to integrate sports, fitness programs to curb diabetes, the more activities within the village to deter crime. These are some of the stuff that I'm passionate about. I think that some of the members here, they saw that Chalacanoa at that time, my wife and John Paul's wife, created the first haunted house in our village. So these are stuff that we want to work together with other house members and with the mayor to actually try to have more activities, because during this pandemic, we understand that the science has proven that kids now are more under duress, stress from the current situation that's before us. So I don't want to make too many promises, but one thing I can assure you is that I'm going to look at a lot of stuff and work with my other partners, my other colleagues in the municipal council, and I'm going to promise just hard work.
Thank you for that. I do have a few more to talk about. There's something in your opening statement that always hits me in the heart, and that's about our children. That's very deep in my heart. Whatever programs that would benefit our kids is very important, because they are the future of the Commonwealth. I would encourage you to look into the statistics of the juvenile delinquency rate in our Commonwealth. I would like for you to focus also in every village to look at the rate of delinquency for the at-risk youth population. I would also encourage you and the council members. You spoke about the word collaboration, and that's very key, but also in leveraging federal resources with other government entities that are federally funded. For example, the Criminal Justice Planning Agency. They do have money from Department of Justice. And those are the other programs that I would really encourage the council to please engage in collaboration and partnership, so that we could leverage all the other federal resources that would benefit our children. Anything in the village that will reduce crime. We talk about the stresses of COVID-19, but the way I think and the way I see things, I think longevity. I don't just think about today's stresses. I think about the long-term health of our children, their mental health, their emotional health, their psychological health. It warms my heart to hear from members that are being nominated from any level of government when they truly speak passionately about our children. I look forward to seeing the tangible results of your spoken words today, because in our society, children oftentimes, they suffer at the hands of everything that we face as adults, and they become the at-risk victims of whether the system is not working properly, whether programs are not leveraging, whether programs are not engaging in honest conversations. So I would really encourage you to do not lose focus on that. I know in your centric report, it talks about the neighborhood watch. I'm not sure where that is today, but that is something that I hope to see coming to fruition again, so that we can reduce any sort of crime behavior or criminal behavior within the villages of our island, and to create more activities for our children. I'm not sure if, are you aware, considering you have a military background, about the National Guard About Face program?
No.
Okay, that's another program that I would really encourage you to look into. There's a lot of discipline in that program, and it is used across the country, oftentimes for at-risk youth population. These are the, just so many of programs out there that we as a state government here, no matter how far we are, that we could definitely start looking outside the box and not just be comfortable with what is being offered to our youth today, because we can definitely become more creative in terms of what other programs can we develop that will better the lives of our children. So I do want to encourage you on that, and hopefully that will also help our kids that are, going into either drugs or needing much more counseling, rehabilitation programs as well, please do not shy away. I am encouraging you to engage with the other state partners that do have federal monies that are targeting the youth population, including the Department of Labor under the WIOA program. There's a youth funding stream there so that you can all have a conversation and have them work with you in terms of partnership and collaboration and leveraging of federal resources. I don't have any other comments for you nor questions. I'll recognize Representative Sheila Babauta. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair and members for allowing me to sit in on today's hearing. Mr. Aquino, congratulations on your nomination. Thank you for being here with us today. And thank you for providing the requested documents to this committee in such a timely manner. Your resume is very impressive. Your criminal record is clean. Your drug test is clean. And today, a lot of your supporters have come out to really vouch for you. And that makes a huge difference. So thank you for your service in the military. Thank you for your leadership at the museum. I too I'm very grateful for all that you have contributed to the museum. So my first question is, you serve on the board as on the board of HPO. Do you still plan on remaining a member if appointed?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. That would be great because of your experience at the museum and now your nomination to the municipal council at a local level. I think that intersection will bring so much value to the municipal council. My next question is, in your words, what do you think the mission of the municipal council is?
In my words, I think that the municipal council's mission is to actually look at problematic areas within our villages, within the children, residents, and try to find common ground solutions to ease some of the burdens that families are facing and try to deter or create programs to deter children from committing crimes or getting tempted to commit crimes. My mom and dad separated at a young age, when we were young. And we have a total of 5 of us and 1 sister. And, I have a lot of let's just say that my mom has always been like the center on our rock. And I came back to Saipan to try to be closer to my dad. And I can relate to some of the kids nowadays. But if it weren't for sports, I'd probably be in a different situation. I'm glad that my dad was like a force who always advocated for education, no matter what. And that's one of the main reasons why we moved back to Guam, was for continued higher learning and for discipline in sports that were available there.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. And thank you for sharing in your words, what the mission of the municipal council is, right? I am very happy that you mentioned at the village level and also seeking the input of the villagers, of our people. And in today's environment, because house-to-house visits, because of the pandemic, how do you think, or what way would be best, in your opinion, to collect that kind of data from our community?
What I've gathered, from the residents, when I attempted to run, was that a lot of the residents, most of them supported the house visits. They were actually happy because we were able to witness or listen to some of their concerns. So I think that, I would discuss this with the other council members and see what their take is. But for me personally, I'd like to have like house visits and just get an assessment of what families are going through, what their needs are or concerns. And at the end of the day, I feel that the municipal council just supports the arm of the mayor, So pretty much a lot of the dialogue and what the mayor has to say reflects on how we proceed in our mission.
Thank you for that. I too believe, that interpersonal connection with our community is very important. And because the island of Saipan is very large and there are only 3 members of the Saipan Municipal Council, I hope that, you guys can devise some kind of plan to gather input from our community and share it with us here at the legislature. We would greatly appreciate that kind of information. I'm very happy that, you and the mayor speak of your wonderful working relationship together. However, just as a reminder, our Constitution, Article 6 of the CNMI Constitution, Section 6, does describe the municipal councils on each of our islands. And so because of our Constitution, the municipal council has its own authority, its own power. So can you please just describe to this body what you would do, let's say if you and the mayor disagree, which I'm sure might not happen. But if that kind of situation were to arise, how would you handle that?
I'd probably ask him for funding, before we disagree. Once he gives the funding, then I can disagree with him. But, pretty much I'm very respectful towards my elders. That's one of the things that was instilled in me when I was a young boy. There's times, where you just have to bite your lip, even though you disagree, you just got to bite your lip. And that's one of the things that makes the mayor and I like a good combination when we work together, is that before I came up here, he says, Danny, relax, relax, relax. Stay cool, stay cool, stay cool. So he keeps me in check. And at the same time, I'm there to learn from him. I'm learning that about public service, about house visits and all that, and how important it is to engage with every individual. Don't skip any individual, make them feel important and stuff like that. So I don't have any concerns with the mayor. I mean, I practically see him every day, except in my bedroom. We were here with him, and we were in the morning. We went to breakfast together. Sometimes we're at dinner. I don't walk with them, but we work well together.
Thank you. That's great to hear. I think very reassuring for our community just to know that the working relationship is there and it will continue because of your approach and your respectful nature. The municipal council, at least on Saipan, doesn't really have a large presence in our community. I have often asked a number of members in the community what they think of the municipal council, or what it is, or what they think their duties are, and many people cannot tell me. And so, in your opinion, how can the municipal council increase their presence in the community?
I think that what my cousin Richard Schneider touched on it. One of the things that I've noticed, like even as far as the museum, is like outdated laws. The Constitution needs to be amended. And as in the museum, I spoke to Congressman Atta, that the museum law needs to be revised, amended, and be given more teeth and autonomy. And I think the same thing with the municipal council. We just need to look at things on how we can best amend, if it's possible, the Constitution. And always bear in mind, that for me at least, I've always looked at the mayor's office as the chief, and then the municipal council as like vice mayors. That's how I look at the municipal council. As far as like presence or in the villages, I think through house visits, then things would change. Just like in the museum, before you don't see many people showing interest in the museum, but I focus a lot of attention on like guerrilla marketing, on anything, promotions and stuff like that, outreach. These are things that I think that the municipal council can do to turn things around.
Wonderful. I too support outreach so much. The community in the northern part of Saipan is always welcoming to our brothers and sisters from the south. I too was raised in the village of Chalankanoa, District 1. And so, if you ever want to collaborate with our offices, the municipal council is always, Madam Chairwoman, we're always open to forming a working relationship so that you can help gather that kind of input from our community as well. As legislators sitting here representing the entire CNMI, sometimes we need help. We can work together on how to reach our community and share information. So thank you for reassuring the community and me about your working relationship with the mayor, about the outreach, your vision for the island of Saipan, for your service, and congratulations.
I would like to also just add that, well, most of the key members are here, that as maybe additional funding comes in, please indulge yourselves in giving the museum and the municipal council and the mayor funding. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Sheila, and thank you, Mr. Aquino. You are excused. Thank you very much. Moving right along our agenda, under announcements, there are no announcements. The last item for the agenda is the adjournment. May I hear a motion?
So moved, Chair. Second.
It has been moved and seconded. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
The nays, motion carried. This meeting is officially adjourned. Thank you.